This is Fallen Knight, also known as Dark Hero, and welcome back to Minecraft. Looks like today's objective is going to be to build a gun, so let's get started. Alright, so now that I'm in something more comfortable, I can show you what we're going to be doing today. We're going to make this. This is a prop gun made out of foam, the same kind of material that was used to create that armor I was just wearing. In fact, this is the scrap from that armor. And if you thought this was going to be a tutorial on how to make the armor, Indie Mogul did a much better job, and I'll post a link in an annotation up above. So just go there and learn how to do it from them. Now if you want to learn how to make a SciFi gun without painting a Nerf gun, just stay tuned, because this is extremely effective and light as a costume piece, and it of course lets you go into different conventions that require that you don't bring in wood or plastic costume pieces. So you'll be able to bring this in no matter what, because foam is always allowed. So stay tuned if you'd like to learn how to do that. Alright, so here's a close-up of the rifle. The strange camera effects, I'm sorry for them, but it's caused by the texture on the foam. So before you start building this, you're going to need to plan. Planning is very important, or else it'll end up wasting what material you're making it out of. And of course, that's a waste of money and time. So plan it ahead of time, and you will come out with something that looks decent, you know? Probably better than mine. Not the best. I'm kind of a jack of all trades and master of none. Planning is a very important stage, like I said earlier. It gives you a reference. My favorite way to plan is with Animator, so I get a 3D reference. If you find your own way, use it, and it will increase how good your project looks. Alright, so take each piece, each template piece, flip it over now, and trace it onto the foam again, and then cut it out once more. So once you have it cut out, you need to make sure everything fits together properly, like it did back when you were cutting it out of paper. As you can see, it does. It's kind of bending in some places slightly, but that'll get fixed when we glue it. The reason I'm saying you need to make sure it fits together properly is because I originally thought that it went like that, and that I had made a really big gap there. But come to find out when I looked at it carefully, it goes like that. It fits smooth. So I was good. But you want to make sure that you don't make any major mistakes when cutting it out. Alright. Once you have doubles cut out of everything, make sure it fits together, and then stacks nicely so that everything lines up properly. Then go get your hot glue gun and start heating it up so that you can start gluing it soon. Certain things, like the barrel, you're going to want to round off the edges, and also the grip. So to do that, you pretty much just take it, then you take the scissors, and you cut at an angle, and you cut the corner off. Can't really show you very well because I'm using one hand with the camera and can't really cut and hold, but that's how you do it. To get a rounded edge so that when you put the two together, it'll be round in the front instead of square. Alright, so after you've glued it together, it should look something like this, but you're only part way there. You still want to add another layer or two. Usually you want one more layer for thickness, because right now it's only too thick, which makes it thinner than the pistol there. And then you're going to want to add decals to it, much like the pistols, so that you can create continuity in case you're doing a set like I am. Many of the seams will be covered up, like this big seam here. This will have an extra plate on it, while this section right here will not, so you won't even be able to notice this. And then there will be another plate here, which will kind of cover up that seam. Yeah, so part way there. Now I have to get to work. You can see how adding one of the plates to it adds a good detail and increases the quality of the product. Alright, so once you get it fully layered and everything set out on it, you'll notice that it looks a little bland, and you can see I already started with some. Like, I've added the detailing here, and here's hard to see, but I've creased in here. It's much easier to see off camera. I'll need to put some black paint in there to get that to pop out for the camera later. And I've put this little loop of foam right here to kind of give that a nice look. The shine of the hot glue is kind of interesting that shows up on camera, but once you paint that, it disappears. So you can actually, any seam you get, you can use the hot glue to fill it in, and then it'll disappear once it's painted. I've also added the details of these little rings, and get that out of here, of these little rings, and then this strap. So what I've got left to do are the 4 things here. Now I was talking about planning being super important. It is very important, but sometimes you've got to change your plan based off of what you have. The 3 orbs at the front had to be changed, so I changed it to this, which I think looks pretty good. Alright, so once the hot glue is dry, it's done, and you'll have all your details on the gun. The only thing left would be to paint it, and I'm a terrible painter, so I won't add that as part of this video. I also haven't finished the armor entirely, so as you can see, one glove's plated, one glove's not, so I'm going to paint it all at once. But you have a gun as far as I can get. So this is Fallen Knight signing off, and remember, have a great day.